sing this next song about anything at all.
Welcome to Dreaming in Paradox.
Welcome.
Thursday edition. The show where going off track is staying on track.
It's true. The day of Thor.
I wanted to start the day with a little awe moment.
Moment?
Yeah, your wife sent you a picture of your dog?
It did, yeah. She did send me a picture of that. You want to show? I mean,
Yeah,
I guess we'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll make it big.
We'll make it big.
You can show it if you
I'd like show it in the phone.
because I want your
And then we'll
reaction
make
to
it.
the photo.
We'll make it big. It's just that she's so cute. I mean, oh my God, look at that.
Oh,
she's
look
like,
at that.
oh my God, look at that face. Look at that face.
Okay, enough of that.
Face.
Is that enough? Say good day. It's very cute.
She's an earthquake. She's like a.
This is the monster one. that we
Yeah,
mentioned
she's
earlier in the week.
oh my God, she's so.
Okay, we are done with Tuesday.
Yes.
We're done with Wednesday.
Yes.
Wait, no, these are my.
These are your notes.
These are the wrong notes. All right, so for
These
this
two are good.
Thursday
Yes.
and Friday,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to do. Each of us is going to bring a topic that the other person is not aware of.
It's a secret topic,
It's a secret topic,
but to each other.
yeah, secret from each other.
From each other. Yes.
Yes.
That's yeah.
So, in light of fairness,
Yes.
we are going to decide randomly with a game of odds or evens. For those that don't know, odds or evens is a lot like rock, paper, scissors, but you just pick odds
Or
or
evens.
evens. And then whoever wins will get to pick who goes first and
Yes.
who goes
Correct.
who goes last.
That is correct.
So you can throw down 1, 2, or 0.
No, 0, yeah, 0, 1, or 2. Exactly. The
0, 1, or 2.
And it's on
I
3.
said them out of order. So
after 3.
if we both hit 0, we have to go again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only. That's
But
the only
otherwise, it's just a one
draw. But
shot.
when we have
the
a
only
guest,
chance.
when we have a guest, only the guest will have to bring a secret topic, and he only can say it if we both hit 0. Like he
that's
will
nice.
have the lower end of it. We'll both have 2 choices, and he will have only 1, and it has to come from the combination of us.
We both.
So,
So then we'll just never hit 0.
so what?
But then you'd always pick. See, the reason we have to add 0 is because
Yeah, if you only do 1 and 2, there's I think
Yeah.
odds have more than evens or something like that.
you
And
have
then
better chance
yes,
for odds
correct.
than evens.
Correct.
So you have to, or you have better chance for
It's
evens.
for one of them.
For evens,
I can't do the math
evens,
right now.
yeah.
Like it's
So
on 3 or after 3,
we go 1, 2, 3, and
then we show
shoot.
this. So after 3.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Yeah,
Okay.
after
Should we
three.
like
So do you want odds or evens?
after 3?
Odds or evens?
Oh, odds.
Odds. Okay, here we go. Odds. All right.
So
you
it's
win.
me? It's
so are you
Did I
going-
win?
You won.
Oh my God!
And
I'm
you
not
get
used to win.
You get to pick. Do you
Oh
want to
my
go
God,
first, or do you want to
I
go?
don't like picking.
Or do you want to go last?
I want to go first.
You want to go first?
I want to go first.
Okay.
Yes, I
What's
want to
your
go
topic?
first. I want to go first. So we save your topic.
Yeah.
For
What's your-
Friday.
what's your
So, this is what I want to talk about.
okay.
You know how in movies that deal with time traveling,
Okay.
and they cannot figure out how to make some things make sense, then they always create an alternate universe. They go like, time protects itself, and it creates an alternate universe so it doesn't go into paradox and destroy the whole thing.
Well, sometimes they do that.
Sometimes they do that.
Sometimes
correct.
they do.
So, my question is, in an alternate, let's say you're trying to save somebody,
Right.
and you go back in time,
Okay.
and you change something, and then, but that something should destroy the universe because you're creating a paradox.
It'll
in
rewrite a
order-
new.
Exactly. So you are creating an alternate universe, and then chances, or technically, when you are jumping back to the future to see if you save the person, that person is a copy of the person you're trying to save. So the person you're trying to save is actually trapped in the same situation that he had in
Is
another
that a-
universe.
Is that a question?
Yeah, it's
Where's the question?
like that is the question. Like, do you think that you're saving the exact same person, or do you think you're saving a copy of the person? Like, will it mean the same? Like, it's like if you clone yourself,
Right.
will that person be you or
No,
not?
No.
So is a copy in a parallel universe the same person that you love, that you saved, or is just a vulgar copy of?
I don't know that they're a vulgar copy,
Not a vulgar copy,
but a copy.
It's so at the end of the day,
Yeah, I think that there's a similar
unsavable.
there's a similar idea of like teleportation, right? If I'm disassembled and then reassembled on the other side with all my memories and all that stuff, is that a new person? Did I die and then that person then was recreated?
Yeah.
This is what's scary about teleportation.
That is the scary thing about teleportation.
It's similar to cloning. Like if you have a clone,
But would you notice it?
you would notice it. Yeah, your existence would blink out. You'd be dead.
Would you be? But the copy will be aware.
The copy's not aware.
The copy is not aware. So for all intended purposes, it's still you. I mean, it feels like you. It talks like you. It looks like you.
It feels like you, but you are dead.
No, but that's the thing. It believes it's you.
Yeah.
So the
But
other
I
one,
think that like
how? Oh,
like
God.
if it was me, if I was that clone, I would be painfully aware of the fact that I died. That another me died, and that if I do it again, I'm gonna die.
You
And
think
that
so?
I'm lucky to be alive because I owe my life to the death of the last thing.
True.
Right?
So
You didn't
is it-
really phrase it in a question very
Is
well.
it the same? It's like it's just like it's.
Sorry, I just.
If you go
I
back
have
in
to
time,
complain.
if you go like, let me give you a hypothetical situation.
Good, I like that.
And then again, Back to the Future is full of all and they have explained these several times. But
I mean, no movie is paradox free.
yeah,
Because no matter how you swing it, there's a paradox. Either you travel through time and you create new parallel universes.
which means that some other universes will just stay the way. Like, let's say you are going back in time to prevent a war.
Right.
And then by doing so, you will alter the universe in such a sense that the universe needs to create another line and say, this is going to be how this goes, but I cannot touch this. Otherwise, I need to take you out of time and create another line in order for this to make sense and not destroy the other universe. But this universe keeps existing. So at the end of the day, what you're doing is leaving a universe
Because
going to another one.
the other paradox that occurs is like, if you watch the movie 12 Monkeys, have you seen 12 Monkeys?
Yes.
It's fairly flawless, except for the fact that there's an inherent paradox of him creating his own future. So there's a circle. It's like, where did the information come from?
What was
Right?
the original moment? The original
For example,
one?
if I have a copy of the Gutenberg Bible,
Mhm.
and I go back in time and I give the Bible to Gutenberg,
Okay.
and I'm like, you need to make this. And he then makes it. He makes the Gutenberg Bibles from there on.
Okay.
Where did this book come from?
From the original timeline, which is a parallel universe at this point.
But at this point, it's not a parallel universe. It's still the same timeline. He went on to use that book to create the same book.
But that's
Where
where
did the book come from?
That's where science
And
fiction.
where did the information come from? Right? Like that knowledge came out of nowhere.
True.
It's a paradox.
Yeah, but that's
So you
what it
can't get-
veers. That's the void paradox is.
But like
they see that
in
the
12
universe
Monkeys-
kind of duplicates
But
itself.
in 12 Monkeys, they don't create a parallel timeline. All things that happen are part of the one and only timeline.
No, but they
So
never.
like he
they never
has
address
a
it.
They do. He has a memory when he's a kid. Throughout the whole movie,
Yes,
they reference this memory when he's a kid
correct.
of himself getting shot. He doesn't
Yes.
recognize that it's him.
Yeah, of course.
Because what kid
But he
would.
has that memory.
But he has the memory, and then he goes all the way until he creates that moment,
Correct.
and therefore it's a loop. It's an infinite loop.
It's an infinite.
It's not. It's not branching. It's not parallel. It's not deviant. It's just a flat loop.
Yeah, but in this case.
But it's still a paradox because, like, that moment sticks with him. It
Yeah.
affects his personality, in turn leading to
you
the event.
think so? You think that it does affect his personality?
And that is a
towards there?
paradox. Yeah, absolutely.
Like
It's information.
in a
It's
determinate.
information that he otherwise wouldn't have had.
No, but it's a random.
Because they
it's
say
a
that
random
you can't
event.
change time, but that doesn't mean you're not affecting the timeline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, but it still feels that.
I like analyzing the different ways that movies address time.
For all
Because they
intents
do
and
it in really
purposes.
interesting ways, and they're
But that's the
never
thing. If you
paradox-free.
create an alternate universe, for all intents and purposes, whatever you want to do is not being is can be done. You're just creating an alternate reality in which it could be done, and living that reality,
but-
which means that if you want to save your dad or your mom or your sister or your wife or the person you love or the entire planet, you're
But I'm
saving another
I'm not
version of
talking
it,
about-
but not the original
I'm
one.
not talking about parallels. I'm saying that like there is the parallel theory
Mm-hmm.
where anytime you go back and you make a choice, it's just by going back you've created a new timeline. Right?
Okay.
Like you can't go back into your own timeline. You go back and it's new.
Because you're
already
altering it.
already different.
Okay.
But this other theory says that all the time travel has already happened. So like if you desire to go back and kill Hitler,
It was already written.
if you go back to kill Hitler, you won't be able to succeed because it's already happened. So you'll go back and you'll be part of events, but you're not going to be able to accomplish that particular goal. You can't physically do it. Like you can't actually change what's happened. But that doesn't mean you don't affect events. You know what I mean? Like you might inadvertently stop an assassination for Hitler, and that's why he wasn't assassinated. It's a good movie. Right there. Right? You go back in time to assassinate Hitler, and you end up preventing his actual assassination.
I saw an episode of I think it was like Twilight Zone or something like that. One of these shows.
Okay.
And this woman wakes up one day in Austria in like 1890 something or whatever like that.
Okay.
And then she's like trapped in the past, and then she doesn't know what happens, so she tries to make the best of it. And then she finds a job as a nanny for this family, and she finds out that this is the Hitler family, and she's taking care of baby Hitler.
Oh,
So what she does is that she kills that baby because she wants to prevent Hitler from
Right.
being birthed.
Something worse
And
happens.
then she steals a Jewish baby in order to replace this baby, and then she commits suicide, and then the camera just ends on the baby and go like, maybe this is Hitler, and the one that you killed wasn't. You just thought it was.
Yeah.
And then it ends like that. It ends like you actually caused.
This is a very Greek idea of
it's
like that you can't change fate.
Yeah. Something, yeah, but still, it just.
So that's one, but it's still a paradox because it's still creating information out of nowhere.
I know,
right?
But what my question to you is that do you believe that if the universe does duplicate itself into infinite possibilities of timelines in order to preserve itself from you doing something that you shouldn't do, is it self-indulgent? Is it you? You want to save your mom.
If you're going
You
to
go
go
back in
parallel
time, you
timeline
go, like-
theory, as soon as you go back, you're not changing your timeline. You are creating a new timeline.
Ergo, you are not saving who you want to save.
Yeah.
You're saving a copy.
Yeah.
So whoever
saving
you want to
different-
save will remain unsaved
Yeah.
somewhere else,
You
and
will
you
just have disappeared.
have
You
disappeared
just
from it.
added another sad.
So at the end of the day,
fact
it's
to
just
that.
it's just like it's for you. It's not for them.
Yeah.
You're saving this person for you, so you can live with it in a universe where it's live. It's the same way. Like if you travel into the future, you should not be part of that future because you have disappeared from the timeline.
I think no, traveling into the future, you can do without creating a paradox, though.
No. I'm not talking about paradoxes right now. I'm saying like when you travel into the future.
Yeah.
You know, like Back to the Future, they travel into the future, they find themselves in the future. That's not possible unless all time is written, as you said, and they're just going through something that is already there. But if you travel into the future, you're disappearing from the timeline. Then
Yeah.
the future in which you're going, you're not supposed to be there.
Because the only way you can travel into the future is to step away from events, let time slip past.
Exactly.
And then re-enter.
re-enter events.
So, like, yeah, I think time travel, I mean, it is
Oh, that's
possible.
my water.
It would, what?
I put it in the fridge.
You want to grab it?
That's okay. No, it's fine.
You can grab it.
I'll grab it in a second.
Okay. Because I think future time travel is possible, and it happens in the sense that, like, the time moves differently in different places.
Yeah.
Go back to
Also with speed.
Interstellar. where there are certain places where gravity is stronger and therefore warps time.
Yeah.
So like that's traveling into the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you could do cryosleep, which all the movies say that, of course we can. Cryosleep is one of those inventions that like a ton of movies use that we still don't have. They all act like it's real.
That is real because there is some scientific.
Can I veer off? I want to veer off. There's a technology that really bothers me in that movies act like it's going to be commonplace, but it's impossible. And that is the freestanding hologram. The freestanding hologram? The freestanding hologram is a little crap that every director wants to use now. Like Ridley Scott's a big offender for me. Because in the original Alien, they're like space truckers, and they have just like flat monitors. Like technology's not that great. It's just whatever. It's getting them by. And that to me is way realistic. It's just, NASA puts the oldest fucking technology they can into spaceships because it's more reliable. They've tested it.
It's true.
But then you go to Prometheus, which actually is supposed to be a prequel to Alien, and they've got freestanding holograms. And I just went, why? Why, Ridley? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Because that technology is a bunch of crap. This is the only way that the holograms are coming into our life.
It's a parallel timeline.
No, it's impossible. Like, light doesn't reflect off of itself. If I have two lights, they create shadows, but if the hologram were possible, they'd be creating, like...
It's true.
It would change the way that we see.
What you're saying is that the physics of light...
The physics of light don't
should
allow
not
for a
allow
freestanding
for
hologram.
a freestanding, yeah.
And movies all over the place are using it. If you want to put it behind glass, I'll buy it. But if you want it to be freestanding,
something.
Yeah, but like the freestanding hologram, it's just nothing.
It's a projection because it's
Star Wars uses it.
Star Wars
X-Men uses it. Like
it's true.
TV shows use it. Everybody acts like it's this thing that we're gonna have, and I'm like, no. The only way we get there is if we have like contacts that project straight onto your eyeball holographic images. So like two different images, they create a 3D overlay. Like I could see that because that's like technology's going there anyway.
But it's just a screen.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It will just a screen.
It's still just a screen.
It's on your eyes, but it's a screen.
A freestanding hologram. It's a lie that the technology is telling your eye because like technology is going there anyway. They've got like Microsoft has like the HoloLens and there's another one. Like and the idea is that it creates holographic images. So it's two images, one for each eye, and they create an overlay in 3D.
That's what the 3DS does.
Yeah, essentially, but they do it with one screen.
They have two. They project two images, and then when you see them from the perspective from your eyes, they come together and they create the illusion of depth.
Yeah. So that's kind of what a hologram is. So I think we'll get there, and we could totally get there to where you have either a contact or like an implant, some kind of piece of tech embedded into the eye.
What about thinking about physics of light that we haven't discovered are possible?
Well, I don't know. Then we haven't discovered that yet.
But does it fathom to you the possibility that maybe light could be...
That we could shape light in such a way
that we could create freestanding holograms?
Yeah, I don't buy it.
You don't think so?
Because like light is... It's just so hard to touch. Like we would need some kind of... Like we haven't figured out how to bend it without physical matter.
True.
Like there's no version of magnetics that applies to light. Gravity, to a certain extent,
it does. I mean, yeah, because black holes.
Because a black hole will pull light. But like the energy involved there is so massive that the fact that if you try and sell me on like this will project a hologram, like this, no, not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. Calling it right here. BS. On the
Interesting. Hologram. What about, I've seen
filmmakers love to pretend that technology can do so much more than it can.
I've seen...
And that's wonderful that we can, but the there's enough technology to allow us to pretend that it can do anything.
It's true.
But there are limitations.
Look, one time I saw this thing that was kind of a fishbowl.
Okay.
But it's a fishbowl that had mirrors inside.
Yeah.
And they were put in a certain way that if you put something in the middle of that fishbowl, basically, you will see it projected on top because it reflects from all the angles. That when you try to see it, you're watching a reflection from all the other angles. It creates an actual image that seems to be suspended on top of it, but
Right.
it's just
But
optics.
let's say
It's
I
just
have a
optics.
fishbowl. Where's
Like
the
maybe
fishbowl?
that's the possibility to
second.
do a hologram. I mean, that is a hologram. It's just a freaking, what's it called?
So we have a fishbowl, right?
Yeah.
When you look at that hologram, where do you see it? You see it here.
You will see it here, yes.
But if I look at it like this,
You won't see it.
I'll see nothing.
No, you need to see it. Yeah, exactly.
You have to see
from the reflection
inside the bowl.
You need to be seeing one of
Gotta be
these
looking top down.
mirrors,
Right.
and then that mirror will have so many reflections from the other ones that will create an image, just like
Right.
which is brilliant.
So that's what I mean. So you still need the glass, and you look within the bowl,
Yes, correct.
and then you can see a hologram.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can do that. But like the idea of the freestand, that's not a freestanding hologram. It's not. Like,
It's an approximation.
right. It's an illusion.
It is an illusion.
And that's why I call
You call
bullshit.
bullshit on holograms.
Look, this fishbowl is also a tombstone to the goldfish that lived in it.
Oh, that's so sad.
This was when we were in film school.
Rip. Oh, rest
R.I.P.
in peace.
Pizza and Taco were their names.
Oh, that's so sad.
They died.
That is so sad.
We got them, or they died in July of 2008.
That is sad.
They're goldfish. They didn't live.
That is sad. They don't remember it.
My old roommate Cameron won them at Coney Island.
He won them
He
at
won.
Coney Island.
That's what I was told.
That's what, like, he maybe stole them.
Yeah, I don't know
from
if that
somebody
if
from
that's if I'm remembering that
5-year-old
story wrong.
kid.
Maybe he bought them, but who buys goldfish?
People
Like, he
buy
just came home with goldfish.
Like Geppetto bought a goldfish, gave it to Pinocchio. It's
That's true.
It's true. I mean, it was other times, like.
I had a goldfish.
You
at
had a
one point
goldfish?
in high school. I used to talk about wanting an aquarium because I knew people who had larger
When you were a
aquariums.
kid?
No, I was a kid. I used to talk about wanting an aquarium
Okay, like
because I'd
actual,
seen
like,
people with like large aquariums and they look cool. They have fish in them, and so my mom got me an aquarium, a little aquarium. But I didn't really
Did
want
I?
an aquarium. I just liked the idea of having a house that had a big aquarium.
You just want to.
The first goldfish I had lasted the longest.
How long?
He outlasted all the other fish.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? Like I had
So he
a
overlapped
number
with
of
other
other fish.
fishes.
He overlapped with other fish, and he was a survivor. Other fish would disappear. I think he was eating.
What's his name?
He was eating the other fish.
His name.
I don't think I.
You remember the name
I don't remember the name.
of your?
I don't think I
goldfish?
named him.
You didn't name. It was just a goldfish.
Just goldfish. I should have called him like El Diablo.
El Diablo.
He was like eating the other goldfish. Because like one day one of the other ones
but
disappeared. And I was like, what happened? My mom was like, I think he ate the other one. Is that whose phone's
That's my phone. I'm gonna put it over here.
Hey, your
so it
phone going
doesn't-
off from the show?
Yeah, I know. Fucking
Unprofessional.
It's like I put it in the drawer,
Yeah.
describing what I was doing.
Right.
That happens.
I don't know if we answered your question. I'm not sure
I just want to know your opinion on
on time travel.
no, your opinion on if if a parallel timeline is created, are you saving the exact
Yeah.
same person?
So I
You're
answered
not.
with a no.
With a no. You
I
sending
gave
a
it a
copy of
definitive no.
a copy of that person.
Yeah.
So
A different person. It's just because like when you create the new timeline, even if it's very close,
Mhm.
like you'll create changes, and then that person will have
Yes.
a varied experience. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think you.
It's a
It's
self-indulgent
a clone.
thing.
It's a clone. Yeah.
It's a self-indulgent thing.
Yeah.
You're just creating an alternate universe, and then but that person is still
Time
trapped, dead,
travel,
or
like so many
something.
things, is inherently selfish.
Now, two people who are the exact copy of each other, two people who are the exact copy of each other in different universes, share the same soul.
I don't know, but if we want to talk about stupid time travel rules, There's a great one in a little gentleman movie called Timecop. Did you ever see Timecop?
I've seen Timecop,
Is
but
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I think we need to make a cut and then come back to it. But let's just come back to Timecop when we make
Yeah,
the
you don't
cut.
gotta make a big deal out of it when it happens.
Timecop. I don't remember it too well. Tell me the story. again.
Timecop. So in Timecop,
There's a cop that travels in time.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is hunting people who use time travel for nefarious purposes.
You gotta love JCVD.
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 You gotta love 'em.
This is so cool.
In that movie, there's a really stupid rule, though,
Okay.
that they say, this is how they set up. They go, same matter can't share the same space.
Oh yeah, I saw this movie.
Right?
Yes,
Same matter can't share the same space. Therefore, you can't touch yourself
Yes.
because you're made of the same matter.
Yeah.
And then you'll create some weird psychedelic paradox in which the two of you meld together and die.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
Because of
And
course,
it happens to
of
the-
course, they set up in the beginning that you can't do it, so of course they have to do it.
They had to do it happens to the bad guy, I think.
But that was stupid in just a myriad of ways. Like one of the worst time travel rules of all time. Because, like, first of all, if I do this and I'm pressing the two index fingers together. No matter how hard I press them together, they do not share the same space.
They will not.
The same matter is not sharing the same space.
No.
So the idea that, like, if you are me and I am me, and I touch you, I grab you on the arm, that we're sharing the same space, that's stupid.
We're not.
We're not.
We're not. Also,
So, like, that breaks down immediately.
also,
Immediately.
as far as you know, like I saw in a science, I think it was in Cosmos also. You never really touch anything. Like
Yeah,
your
right.
molecules, like you have the sensation
Yeah.
of it, but your molecules actually, because they can't touch another molecule, they just create. It's kind of like gravity. It's like
Yeah.
two magnets.
Yeah.
Is that you can press as much as you want. Then what you're doing is one of the molecules is going up and the other
Yeah,
one is
you're
going
shifting,
down.
yeah.
But there's always a thin.
Yeah, it's the way
something
that, like, the atom is spinning
they
around
don't
the
they
thing.
don't they don't touch each other. I mean, I see what you're saying with Timecop, but they say, for example, you know, like
That's
if
a
you-
really, that was an example of a really dumb rule.
you know, like in Back to the Future, Doc Brown goes and says, if we go to the future and you find your other self, then that might just trigger a paradox, and then the whole universe gets destroyed.
As
Or
though
you
that whole is
both,
not a paradox.
or you both.
Okay, the thing that
But
doesn't
it's
work
not the
about
same
Back to the
person.
Future,
But that's the thing, it's not the same person. Like if you travel to the future, do you disappear from? There's no way you can find yourself in the future because you disappear from the
okay,
timeline.
here's the problem with Back to the Future.
What is the problem?
We're gonna
with
get to Back to the Future.
Yes.
When you go back, or you go back and you create a new timeline, right? And regardless of whether things go the same or not, you create a new timeline. When Marty McFly goes back to the future the first time, his whole life is different.
Yes.
And my thought was always like, how the fuck does he know what's going on? Everything's just different. He is therefore different from the Marty that grew up there. He should be running into a parallel self when he goes back to the future.
He should just disappear from the timeline.
Like, he just sort of falls in line with everything. But, like, his girlfriend, like, he's got a monster truck. He doesn't know anything about that truck. He doesn't
Also,
know how he got it.
He should have the memories.
He doesn't know exactly. He doesn't.
That's why he's traveling.
He's confused when he goes back.
Exactly. He's traveling to an alternate universe in which, yes, he should find
In
a
which
copy of
things
himself.
went really well.
He should.
He
And
should
he
totally
should
run.
find a copy of himself.
And that's the big time Back to the Future paradox.
It's one of those. It's
Yeah.
one of those because you know, like you also have, like, let's say you ever see this movie?
Because they act like they can correct the timeline in the second
yeah,
one.
they
right?
do.
And like, bullshit.
They do. Do you see this movie about time? I think it's called. It's about this guy who has the ability to just go into a closet and travel in time. It's
Oh, it came out recently.
yes, it was
I
an
didn't
interesting
see it. I
movie. It
didn't
was an
see it.
interesting movie. But in this movie, they were able to. This family, only the males of the family and the first male born, had the ability to travel in time
Right.
and basically take control of its own body. And
Once you have more than one time traveler, shit's going wrong.
no, but this
all
is
over the place.
But this is what I found interesting about that movie. The father teaches the son. He goes like, you can just go back in time. You will be occupying your own body, and then you will control it, and then you just basically leave a specific moment that you want, and then just go back in a closet and travel back to wherever you were before. But if they change certain events, like this person told him, you cannot travel, you cannot change events to the point that if somebody you care that comes from you, like if you have a son, you cannot come and travel and change events that will change the moment that you're making love with somebody and conceive that, because otherwise you won't have the same son. You know? Yeah. So technically, if you go back, if Marty McFly goes back to the past and then goes back to the future and he changed the way that his parents interact, it's ludicrous to think that they had sex and had the exact same egg and the exact same.
You don't have
like
sex at the exact.
It has to be so millimetrical.
Moment.
It's impossible. It's just like he should come back and then his brother, his sister,
one of the other sperms got in. Even if it was the same egg, you can guarantee it's the same egg. There's no way you can guarantee it's going to be the same sperm.
True.
If the very thrust timing is different.
We're shooting F with time.
We're shooting F with time.
We're shooting F with time.
Someone famous said that if time travel were possible, we'd be seeing future historians. We'd already have met them, is what he was saying.
Yes.
It's like if it were possible,
yes,
we'd already be seeing time travelers.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, no time travel. But
does it mean because that's the other thing, like it's time is linear. Like if there then the future already happened somewhere.
What?
If some person travels from the future, if somebody appears right now and is a time traveler, it means that already happened. Yeah. Everything in between us already happened.
Yeah.
So what are we? We're just recreating something, or we're just like, is this or is this an original?
That's why it's not possible. That's why you won't ever see a guy appear.
Because the time
That's what he's saying. He was like, if it were not a paradox, we'd be seeing it already. We would have seen signs. This is sort of related to the mystery of life in the universe, because
What if something does not depend on time?
What do you mean?
That something exists out of time.
You're talking about like the fifth dimensional being?
Not necessarily fifth dimensional being, but just any kind of being that does not tie to the dimension of time, because time is a dimension.
Yeah, and I can't fathom that.
We cannot fathom it
because I'm in time.
But will it be possible? All the things that we're talking about, will they be possible if they are done by beings that are not?
But even if that other being is not affected by time, in order to communicate with us, they have to deal with time. And therefore, we'd already be seeing them.
True.
As soon as they figure out if they can go anywhere, they could show up right here. Right? But it doesn't happen. We know it's not going to happen. Because time travel, it's not possible.
It is not possible. Only to the future. I mean, we're all time traveling.
We're all time traveling all the time into the future. It's a one-way street.
At a regular speed. And if you accelerate yourself to a certain speed, then you start technically traveling in time forward.
That's what I mean. You can go at different rates.
But not backwards.
Go faster or slower, but you can't go backwards.
What about black holes?
They don't go backwards.
Yeah, but they trap time too.
But maybe they hold it to a stop. They get somewhere close to absolute zero, right?
How do you trap time?
It's the same way that we can't go, there is an absolute zero.
Yes, it's minus 200 and something Kelvin.
We can't hit it. But it's there.
It's complete stillness. It's absolute stillness.
In order to do that,
the atom just stops.
In order to do that, you'd have to stop time. So maybe time can stop.
With extreme cold?
What's that?
With extreme cold?
What?
Yeah, because it's absolute zero. It's extreme cold.
Yeah, extreme cold. Yeah. So you could theoretically stop time.
Actually, no.
It would go beyond cold. It would just be without. It would lose temperature. It would just be still.
Cold does not exist. Let me explain.
I think I already got it.
Yeah, cold, energy exists.
Right.
Heat exists. Temperature.
Yeah, cold is the
So cold is the absence of it. So absolute zero will be the complete stillness and the absence of energy.
And the absence of time.
True.
Time can't affect it.
Yes.
Literally, that's the only way you get there. So maybe time can be stopped, but you're not going to go. You can't go below absolute zero. You can't go back in time. They're connected.
They are connected. Damn.
That was beautiful.
We need
All right.
we need to keep
On that note,
dreaming about that. Yes.
On that note, we'll wrap up Thursday.
Thursday is done.
We'll come back and we'll do my topic
Yes.
on Friday, which I've
Good.
been debating for
Which will be
too long.
tomorrow for you.
Yeah.
3 minutes from us.
Three.
3 minutes.
Some amount of minutes for
This
us.
is traveling in time.
We've been taking breaks.
We're traveling in time.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're
They're traveling
speaking to the future from the past.
Yes, we're speaking to the future from the past.
If you want to talk
I
to
like
the
it.
past from the present, then leave a comment.
Yes.
Please subscribe if you enjoy the show. Take us with you when you drive.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
Thank you for watching.
I am at John in Paradox. This is at Jose in Paradox. Join us in Paradox. Until tomorrow. Have a good time.
Keep dreaming.